Good morning, loves. It is time for our 60-second devotion. Today we are in the Old Testament. We are in Nehemiah. That is a book that we don't read from very often. And so before I read the verse, just a quick little summary here. So Nehemiah was a Persian governor, and he had a call basically on his life to attend to the suffering and the chaos in Jerusalem. And the verse today is verse 4, which reads, "When I heard these words, I sat down and wept and mourned for days, fasting and praying before the God of heaven." And this is after he heard that basically Jerusalem had been kind of crushed, and the survivors escaped captivity, and they were in great trouble and shame, and the wall of Jerusalem was broken down, and the gates had been destroyed by fire. All these things were happening, right? So that's kind of where we are. And here in that verse, it's kind of showing us that Nehemiah doesn't rush to solutions. He doesn't jump, right to a plan. He kind of lets the ache land first, and then he brings that ache to God. And I was thinking about that this morning as I was reading the devotion from Awakened to Grace, and just realizing, there is so much grief in the air right now. There's another shooting, there's another political fight, there's another group of people being targeted or erased or blamed when they shouldn't be. And it can feel like we're living in a constant state of mourning. But I think that this little area in Nehemiah can show us something important. Before he rebuilt, before he organized, before he acted, he wept and he fasted and he prayed. And not because he was weak, but because he was honest. And so fasting here in this story is not about proving faith. It's about making room for grief to be named, so it doesn't harden into despair or spill out as rage, which we see happen often, right? And I like that Nehemiah lets sorrow do its work. He stays with it long enough for God to shape it into courage. And then I think that kind of tells us that sometimes the most faithful thing we can do is just stop pretending that we're okay and let our hearts ache in God's presence. That kind of prayer doesn't rush healing. I think it prepares us for it. So I want you to ask yourself today, what is breaking my heart right now? And then bring that ache to God and sit with it. You don't have to rebuild the world today. You're allowed to grieve first. But I do want you to go ahead and tag someone today whose heart is heavy and needs permission to mourn. You have it. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.